Two, three. Alright. Cool. So, this is a little bit different today. Uh, I edited and uploaded and made thumbnails for the well, I do that for all the episodes, but I did all that in this last 3 4 days, staying up late. It's not the hardest job in the world, but somebody's got to record the gameplay, and that's like a good hour and a half. And then somebody's got to render it, that's another hour and a half. And if you do 2 episodes, that's a good, what, 4 or 5 hours. So I did all that this week, because I was like, man, I gotta get everything uploaded, every single thing, before Friday, so we can record, and so I can upload on time for the first time in, what, a month? And I was very excited to do that. But something happened. I just got a text from Joelle saying that I can't do that because him and Adriel and Eben have something to do. And I know what you're thinking. What are they doing with that rat, Adriel? I don't know either, quite frankly. I wouldn't associate with him. That's just me, but whatever. So we're doing something special here today. This is the CN show. Chase and Nathan. That's right. I got the boy Nathan on. Big round of applause, everybody. So, we got my nephew Nathan here today. Well, how you doing, Nathan? It's been a while. That's good to hear, man. I know, like, your mom doesn't want you around because I might give you a cigarette. I know, but look, it's good for your health, and it's funny seeing a baby smoke a cig, you know. But yeah, I know you're a kid. You can't talk that much, so I'll carry the show. All right, I just need some support. I need some feedback. I can't talk to myself for an hour. It'll drive me fucking insane. So, what do we start with today? Uh, should we make fun of the guys? Should we make fun of your dad for not being here today? I mean, that's kind of what we're doing with the whole show, but you know, it might be funny. They might like it. Let's go through my topics. I don't really know why I write down topics for a podcast because it's like we gotta. It's just supposed to be a natural thing. We're just supposed to have fun. The whole point is that we, lifelong best friends. We're just funny. Not really, but we try to be, and we usually have some good conversations. That's why the first podcast started with that snake, Adriel. We he brought out something in me. Okay, I don't know what it was. Just every time I was around him, I said the absolute dumbest shit, and we thought it was great. Looking back, it was probably terrible. I haven't listened to a single episode of that show since we stopped in 2019, 2020. God, I'm getting old, dude. You guys want to hear my topics? How about you, Nathan? Okay, okay. Uh, I had one written down called Uber is fucking lying. And here's the problem. I don't explain myself in my topics. I just go. And I don't know why I do that. I think I'm just lazy, really. But yeah, it says Uber is fucking lying, parentheses, new commercial. Um, I think there was a commercial where it was like, uh, Uber is the best job in the world to have. Such a great time. Uh, this is your dream job. You're gonna be so happy here. You should work for Uber. You're gonna love it. Which is hilarious because it's like the worst job I could think of. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with it. I don't mean now. I mean when I wrote this shit down. Next one. Innovation in old games. What do you think about old games, Nathan? What the fuck do you mean that BioShock Infinite is an old game? Nah, yeah, you are kind of like only a year old, aren't you? Yeah, that's like 5 of your lifespans. Or 7, I don't. Oh, God, it's been so long. God damn it, that was like 2013, wasn't it, dude? Yeah, that is pretty old for you. Nah, I get you, I get you. See, to me, I think an old game is like a PlayStation 2 game, which is ironic because I was alive then. You know, I think the PlayStation 2 came out in the same year I was born. A little bit of a mind fuck for me. But yeah, innovation in old games. I think this is because I had my laptop still at that time, or I only had my laptop at that time, and I was playing Game Boy Advance games because I never had a Game Boy. And I was like, fuck it, I'll see what's up. This is the only emulator I can run on this piece of shit. Let's look. And I was kind of blown away at like Pokemon Black. It just it. I remember specifically walking across like a pool, and my reflection was in the fucking water. Obviously, that's easy to program when you know it's a fucking 16-bit game, but still, like that's just cool. And you could ride a bike in that game. I was like mind blown. I was like, holy shit. They've been doing this bike stuff forever. I mean, it shouldn't be that impressive, but it's just so cool to see the absolute limits you could push uh, such a shitty computer to. God bless the Game Boy. Some beautiful things. I even found like a really cool uh, story game for the Game Boy Advance. It was like a Gekiden Fighter or something. But yeah, it looked like Street Fighter, or the main guy looks like Ryu from Street Fighter. And it's like a decent beat 'em up game with a cool story. And it was made for the fucking Game Boy? Like, are you shitting me? Why? But, maybe that's just me. I see why people love the Game Boy so much now. But, yeah. Innovation in old games. What else was I thinking about? I don't know. I think the PlayStation 2 is pretty impressive. If you watch the videos, you can see that I play the PlayStation 2 games now in every video. That's because I how do I say this without being a lazy piece of shit? Uh, I just I didn't want to make visualizers anymore. Part of it was because uh, I was I was stealing Adriel's FL Studio program. I still had it on my laptop, and I was just using that to edit our videos. And it it has like a plug-in already for visualizers, which makes it super easy. I could just be like, here, do this one, and this is how it's gonna work, and blah 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 blah, and here, render. And I still have the program, but I would have to render it on my laptop, and I shit you not, that would take like 12 hours every time. So maybe you, the audience, can understand a little bit better why it took me so long to edit these last 5 videos. Because, like, I just fucking. I was waiting for my computer to come in, or not my computer, but my computer parts, so I could do this on a decent setup rather than waiting 12 fucking hours to edit. So yeah, that's a big part of it. But where the fuck was I? Nathan, can you refresh me? Right. PlayStation 2 games. God, yeah. So I called up the guys and we made an agreement that I could replace the visualizer with gameplay. Cause oh yeah. I I've tried to make visualizers in Blender, in DaVinci, and what was the other editing program I had? Doesn't matter, but the point is, I was trying to make visualizers, but I'm not a coder, dude. I'm not a modeler either. Trying to figure this shit out, like I have to learn how to like, you know, it's not worth it to go all in into learning like a new craft just to make like a stupid ball that reacts to your voice, you know? So I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna call up the guys and see if I can make like a just gameplay videos. And they were like, yeah. So uh, I was like, fuck, what games do I gotta play? And in the midst of that, my fucking computer caught on fire. Uh, I think I said that already. I don't know. That might have been the last episode. But the point is, uh, I ended up having to replace my CPU with the older CPU. I think my computer actually runs better now, which is fucking stupid. Fuck Watch Dogs Legion. They told me I needed a better CPU to run the game at max settings. My my old CPU that I'm using now runs so much fucking better than the 8 core CPU that I bought just so I could have better graphics in games. It it it's faster. It runs every game just as well. But at the time, I was worried about that. So I was like, I can't record and play a game at the same time. My computer would fucking cut out and just break itself. So I was like, okay, let's just play something simple. Let's do emulators. And I've fallen in love with quite a few PlayStation 2 games recently. The most recent video, I in all the videos so far, I like I just get pissed off like halfway through and start up another game, and I I just for the first time I just wanted to play one game all the way through for a video. So I was like, let's do something dumb. Let's do GTA Vice City Stories. No one ever talks about that game. It must suck. It must be lame. It's forgotten. But I remember playing it as a kid. So I was like, fuck it, let's just play that. I'll do the. I can play Grand Theft Auto for an hour and a half. Not that hard. I fucking love that game, dude. I'm still thinking about it. Like seriously, I I don't want to commit myself to playing another game because I have so many fucking games to finish. Right now, I'm working on Persona 5, uh, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Mafia Definitive Edition, Yakuza 5. I've been working on that for like a year. To be fair, that's not my fault. My computer did shit itself and was unusable for like 5 6 months. But yeah, no, I just don't have time for another fucking game. On top of that, I'm watching The Sopranos right now. There's just too much to consume. You know, I don't want to overload my brain. I still have other shit to do. So yeah, I'm I'm still debating on whether or not to just go all the way with GTA Vice City Stories. So I guess I'm here to ask you, Nathan, what do you think I gotta do? You think I should play it? Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I want to, but yeah, you you got my best interests at heart. I definitely shouldn't start another fucking game. Oh yeah, I was also playing Super Hot in Minecraft and Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, got a lot of shit on my plate. Where did this start? Uh, oh yeah, old video games. I guess we can just go to the next one. Addicted to weed. That's a fun one. I think I briefly mentioned it, but I didn't really want to talk about it because I was kind of embarrassed to admit. But yeah, I got a weed problem, dude. All right, Nathan. Look, man. Just 'cause me and your dad and some of his friends do it, probably shouldn't start, bro. It can consume you. Everyone says, "Oh no, you can't get addicted." Like, bro, I have been thinking about weed all day, every day for since I don't know 2021. It's rough, dude. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not good for you. I mean, it's pretty cool, honestly. It's yeah, but yeah, no. More seriously, I just haven't been able to stop. I don't know if that's a lifestyle thing and I just don't have anything better to do and I need like an escape or if like I'm actually addicted, but it's it's consumed me. I'm trying to figure out how to do it in a cheap way because it's very fucking expensive, dude. You can easily put down like $300 a month just on weed alone, and I want to move out, man. I can't be spending like that. But yeah, I've been sober for I don't know, maybe a week or two. This sounds like I'm fucking relapsing. I'm just trying to be sober for longer periods of time because there was a period of time where I was high every single day. And I have this weird mentality when I'm high where it's like I can't do anything because I'm high. I should just hang out in my room, listen to music, watch a movie. But also, I have this thing where when I'm high where I'm like, I could do the same shit as I do when I'm sober. It doesn't matter. There's no difference. It's just, it makes things more fun. That's all it does. So, yeah, I have very contradicting opinions. I think it's just because I'm a lazy person. But, yeah. I didn't think I'd get that deep on this topic, actually. Uh, what do you think, Nathan? Right. Right. Yeah, I guess it is just like a lifestyle thing, you know? I think if I did more stuff, had more hobbies, I wouldn't be so entranced by it. But yeah. I mean that's what we're doing now. I'm doing new shit. I'm getting new hobbies. Kinda. I like doing this. It's kind of fun. What's our next one? Let's start a Deadpool. We already did that one, kinda. I wanted it to be a lot. He was a lot funnier in my head, but it's just kind of morbid, in reality. So I guess, yeah, I don't have anything else to say about it. The one after that is Pokemon is developing a Star Wars complex. Uh, I don't really know what I meant by this. I let's try to reverse psychology it. Star Wars. So my Star Wars problem is that it's staying like too in line with the Skywalkers and like everyone related to those stories, rather than just appreciating the world that it's in and taking it to new places and new people and new stories. It just wants to stay in the same line of shit that we've heard over and over. And it's like, we don't need more Skywalker shit, dude. Like, have you seen The Mandalorian? It's fucking awesome. I don't need the Skywalkers to be entertained. Like, just give me something fun. You know, this is such a impressive and cool world. I don't know why we have to orbit around these stupid fucking characters that I don't really even care about to begin with. Uh, so yeah, I think Star Wars has this huge problem where because it does that, it just like stagnates and no one's really interested because the allure is gone. The allure of Star Wars is this strange like fantasy world that's it's like futuristic, but it's also like almost middle agey. You know, it's got a fantasy element to it. It's got a like a samurai element to it as well. Like it's just super interesting, and it's very like there's so much world building, and they do nothing with it. At least with the mainline entries. So yeah, that that's how I feel about Star Wars. That's what I think the Star Wars complex is. But don't I don't know how that applies to Pokemon. I don't know why I wrote that. I mean, Pokemon is getting boring. You know, it does have a very vast and interesting world and theoretically has a lot of interesting dynamics, but we never see them because it's just orbiting around this same fucking mechanic and gameplay loop and this victory road bullshit. Like, I guess that's what I meant by Star Wars complex. You know, it's just recycling the same shit to get massive profits off of toys and merchandise. I guess that's what I meant by Pokemon has a Star Wars complex. What do you think, Nathan? Right. Yeah, I didn't like Violet or Scarlet either. You know, I mean, I get what you're saying about how they're like trying to span out a little more by doing like oh, you're going to an academy and it's an open world and it's a little RPG-ish, which I don't really know what they mean by it's an open world now. All the Pokemon games are open world games. It's kind of a fucking stupid statement, you know? but whatever. I don't know. My thing is, I think this plays back into the Star Wars complex. Is the spin-off games these days are more interesting than the mainline games. Like Arceus was fucking cool, but that's not considered a mainline game at all. It should be. It's mainline quality. It's mainline size. But someone else made it. We're too afraid to be adventurous, so we're not gonna count it. You know. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. They're trying at least. But let's see. Let's see what our next topic is. Superhero movies, parentheses, Zack Snyder beef, parentheses, love the Owl movie though. I don't really know what this is supposed to be about. Um, I mean, I don't think Zack Snyder can make a superhero movie for shit. I think everyone dick riding him and saying the Zack Snyder's DCU is amazing is fucking smoking dick and doesn't actually know anything about these characters. Like the whole Batman can kill or does kill bullshit just ruins the character. The whole point is that he's stuck in this endless loop of trying to make people better and always giving people a chance and you know trying to do the impossible by reforming evil. That's kind of the whole point of Batman. That's the whole narrative of Batman. And you rip that away by making him a killer, you know? Also makes him a hypocrite because the whole reason he became Batman was to prevent, uh, you know, what happened to him happening to other children. And it's like, it's not like criminals aren't parents, you know? And that's the other thing about Batman is like I hate the narrative of like, oh, he's just like super brutal and beats up goons and shit. It's like he doesn't. I mean, he does when they're presented to him, but the Batman's more of a good versus evil thing where he fights the extreme evils of Joker, Two Face, the Riddler, these kinds of things. He's not, it's not about a guy that just goes and picks on crime. You know, that's for the cops to do. So I do think that's kind of a strange look at him. But yeah, no, I think Zack Snyder ruined Batman for a generation because now we have a bunch of idiots on Twitter saying that like this is the best Batman live action, whatever. But now we have the Matt Reeves Batman, and that's pretty cool. I really liked that. I need to watch it again. Um, but yeah, I don't. I think Zack Snyder is bad at the superhero stuff, but I think when he has like original concepts, he can be a good director. 300 and that Owl movie, like I said, I don't know if anyone knows what I mean when I say Owl movie. There was this like completely animated uh, movie called like Rise of the Guardians or some shit. That was about like these owl warriors. It looks fucking beautiful, and I remember it being cool. But yeah, that owl movie, 300. What else did he make? Oh, he did make that shitty zombie movie with Dave Bautista recently. Uh, that one was fucking boring. Maybe he's getting worse. Maybe that's just what it is. I don't know. Don't hate the guy, but I hate what he did with the superhero movies. So yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say about superhero movies. I had another one. The next one is what are you listening to? I never really got to ask this on the show because, like, well, I mean, I could at any point. I just, you know, I wrote this down because I wanted to have, like, this great, deep music conversation with my friends, but I realize that not only is it pretentious and boring to people who don't care, and it's still pretentious to people who do, but also, like, I don't think. I mean, I don't mean this in a disrespectful or like a judgy, condescending way, but I don't think Joey and Eben are as into music as I am. You know, like, what I mean by that is, like, I listen to, like, albums front to back. I make sure to check out what's new and what's hot, as well as to go back in time and look at what was new and hot at that time. And I like to explore genres, and I spend a lot of time listening to music. But yeah, I guess I can answer what I'm listening to. Uh, Recently I've been listening to or just today, I guess. I've been listening to the album Soul Trash by Toru Imoa. It came out in 2019. I don't know anything else about his music. This is the only album of his I've listened to. I think he's like neo soul, kinda. I've heard a lot of like reputable artists say he's really talented and really good, but he's kind of like an underground guy still. Hasn't gotten that mainstream respect really. But yeah, this album is kind of like jungle drum and bass a little bit. It's not really. I don't know. It surprised me. But yeah, I first listened to this album like a year or so ago, and I thought it was cool. But now that I'm getting into drum and bass and jungle and breakcore, this album is fucking awesome. I love this album. So if you like EDM, dance, house music at all, check out Soul Trash by Toro y Moi. I really love this album though. What else have I been listening to? A little bit of emo. I like Title Fight a lot. Uh, Tribe Called Quest. I've been trying to get into some new music. Everybody's been talking about the Fontaines DC and Black Country New Road for the last year or so. And I just now gave them a chance. I like Fontaines DC. I'm not feeling Black Country New Road that much. It hasn't struck a chord with me really. I hear my cat uh, begging to get out. You guys can probably hear that too, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna let him out, and I'll let Nathan take over. All right, so I'll be back. See you in a minute, guys. You doing good, Nathan? You alright, buddy? Good, good. Alright. Sip of water. What was I talking about? I was talking about music. Yeah. I'm not gonna dive too deep. This isn't really a music podcast. I mean, we're not really any kind of podcast, I guess. We're more of a conversation based thing where we just talk about our interests, which is usually video games. But yeah, what else have I been listening to, man? I got back into Mac DeMarco. I listened to him a lot in high school, especially in my like weed phase in high school. And I never really listened to his albums. I just kind of listened to the whatever was popular by him. I've been listening to This Old Dog. It's a really fucking good album. I get what people say. I get why people are so obsessed with him now. Cause like I said, I just listened to the bangers, I guess, of his in high school, and I had that kind of like hipster mentality of like, oh, I listened to Mac DeMarco before it was cool, blah, blah, blah. Because now he's like this huge TikTok sensation, where I hear like his songs just be like huge TikTok sounds now, which is kind of depressing. But yeah, I get it. I get why people like worship him. That was a really good album. Uh, Also, the Deftones, I guess, are becoming this massive TikTok sensation, which just fucking boils my skin. I've been a fan of the Deftones since 2011, 2012, maybe. Uh, it, it just hurts to see something that I've held on to for like a decade and have been able to be like, oh, you should check this out. The Deftones are like really good, you know? If you're looking for like, some good metal, you can kind of call them metal. They're not really metal, but they fit in that spectrum. I would, you know, Deftones was like a go-to recommendation whenever talking about music. I would always be like, dude, check out Deftones. Deftones is great. Now it's everywhere on TikTok, and if I talk about the Deftones or post the Deftones, I look like a fucking poser. It irritates me to no fucking end. I can't imagine how the people who have listened to them since the 90s feel. So yeah, I don't know. I think TikTok is great because a lot of people can build careers there, and it gives us a very different type of access to one another, and it gives us a bit of a more open and wide perspective of the world than Twitter and Instagram and Facebook do. But also, it just ruins my fucking like favorite artists for me. So that really sucks. That part I don't mind if TikTok gets banned. Biggie, I just let you out. I'm not letting you back in. You fucking asshole. I guess that's it for the music segment. Uh, the next one is James Cage White. We talk about him all the time now. I haven't seen. Well, he does have a stupid fucking haircut now. I will say that, but I haven't really seen his other shit or his breakdowns. He's just kind of back to normal, back to being a dumb dickhead with his stupid fucking haircut. He looks like a fucking pineapple. Next topic. Pitch my game ideas. I don't really know what it means. I don't know if I had a game idea at the time or not. Um, but uh, for a little while, I was working with a friend on some video games. We wanted to make video games. We thought it would be cool, and I'm not so good. Like I said before, I'm not so good at the programming part. Don't really like that at all. But I came up with some games or some game ideas, and I thought they were really cool. I guess that's what this topic is about. Uh, yeah, he well, we were wanting to make a short combat game, and I came up with an idea that I think is, to this day, I think it's really cool. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'll give you a pitch. Uh, so it is the end of the feudal era in Japan. I want to say it's like 10, 20 years after the feudal. Oh god. Alright, I'll be right back. anyways, I'm glad Nathan can take care of y'all while I'm gone. Uh, but no, let's let's pick up where we left off. So 10, 20 years after the feudal era ends, uh, something you guys may or may not know is that the phrase Yakuza is um, derived from samurai or former samurai that remained after the feudal period where they were kind of like criminals and like assholes because they had no purpose in life. They were just fucking about. And yeah, no, they the term yakuza loosely translates to worthless thug. I think that's what it means. And yeah, again, this term was coined uh, on samurai or former samurai. So I thought it would be really cool to uh, you know delve on that, and I wanted our main character to be a former samurai who was extremely loyal, honorable, honest, all those good things, a true white knight type of character. And I wanted him to, miss those times, to really miss his duty, his purpose. And I thought it would be cool if we made it so that, you know, there's like an actual Yakuza organization at this time. And they can be like former samurai or politicians or whatever. And they could, again, this is a very disrespectful name for these warriors. So I thought, we can make this Yakuza game where this guy, this former samurai, has like all these like boss fights and whatever with these, people who brought about this name to dishonor the samurai, this Yakuza name, and to regain honor for the fallen samurai by taking out these so-called Yakuza. And yeah, that was my game pitch. That was a game that I wanted to make, and I still think it's really cool. I think I'm missing a few things, but that's how I feel about it. What do you think, Nathan? Hmm. All right. Yeah, yeah, the combat. We wanted to do a few different things. We wanted to almost add an honor system where the guy could be doing this out of, again, wanting to reclaim honor or kind of doing it out of spite because he's fucking mad at the world for losing his sense of purpose. So you could go the samurai route, which would be like the honorable route, where you have the sword and the armor and blah 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 blah. Or you could go the dishonorable route, which would be the ninja route, because ninjas were considered to be very dishonorable, and they weren't very respected, even though they were great warriors. So yeah, the combat would heavily depend on your honor. Uh, we were thinking that you could, as a ninja, you would have more projectile-based weapons like throwing stars and nunchucks or whatever. Very range heavy, but and fast, but you have lower health. And whereas the samurai, you didn't have a lot of range, but you had a lot more health, and your attacks were kind of slow. So yeah, that was kind of our combat idea. We really just wanted like a good 10 bosses. I don't know if we were gonna add anything outside of the boss fights. I think we wanted to kind of go in a Cuphead direction where like the boss kind of is the gameplay, you know. So yeah, what all in all, what do you think, Nathan? Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would love to make that game, but I'm just not the fucking programmer. I would need people to help me make it. You know, ideally I would like to just write and do the art, but yeah, I guess that time has passed. But yeah, let's see your next topic. Uh, Allegations. We talked about this in the last episode. Yeah, fuck. I guess I'm out of topics now. I guess we can go back to the elephant in the room here, which is Joelle and Eben aren't here. Uh, yeah, kind of pissed about that, to be honest. I mean, I'm not gonna hold it against them or anything, or throw a fit, or lose respect. They could be doing something serious. Eben told us some interesting things last week. He might be okay, he might not. So they might be doing something related to that. And if that's the case, completely understand. And I respect that decision. I still wish I could have got a heads up, because again, kind of pushing myself all week to get these videos out. But I get it. I get it. If not, if they're playing D&D, which I think that's what they're fucking doing, I'm going to wring Adriel by the neck. I'm going to grab him by the neck like a fucking chicken and swing him in circles. Alright? Yeah. So that's why we're recording this, really. I didn't do all that work for nothing. So god damn it, if I gotta do this, just me and Nathan, then we're gonna fucking do it. You know, we agreed that we wouldn't do anything outside of us because we are the EJC podcast, Ebb and Joelle Chase. But I figure Nathan being the son of Eben is the next best thing. Joelle doesn't have any offspring to speak of, so I can't really incorporate them in this, but it's close enough. The CN show. This can work, don't you think? Damn fucking right, dude. You're a good fucking co-host. I tell you what, you're really good at this, man. Way better than Adriel. Oh, don't say that shit. Not on air, dude. Damn. Fuck, you might be better than Joelle and Eben, too. You're really good at this. Yeah, you're welcome, dude. You know I love you, homie. But, yeah. Uh, we could end it here. I could talk about some more shit. What do you think, Nathan? Yeah, let's just ramble a little bit. Give it another 10 minutes. We'll have an almost full length episode, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. I can do something else. Okay. I decided I was gonna look at Twitter's trending page to find some bullshit to talk about. It's almost always sports, so this never works in my favor because I don't really watch sports outside of the UFC. But I see that number 3 on trending is National Day of Hate, and that's a fucking holiday I can get behind. Okay, maybe I take that back. National Day of Hate is a holiday that the neo-Nazis are promoting and trying to make a real thing. I take that back. I take that back so hard. Fuck. I just thought it was funny. But, you know, let's see what else is on trending. Geronte Davis and Ryan Garcia? They're actually gonna fight. That's cool. I want to see Ryan Garcia get laid out. I didn't think he would actually do this fight because he would get laid out, but that's good. That's good. That's really cool. Shabbat Shalom. I don't know why that's trending, but Shabbat Shalom. Spyro's trending. That's weird. Are they making a new one, or I don't think they're making a new one. I think people are just talking about Spyro, which is weird because I never thought Spyro was all that popular. I remember being a kid and seeing the Spyro games and thinking, like, no one really knows what this game is, and it's kind of weird, but it's about a little dragon. It's kind of a platformer, kind of not. Some of the games are like RPGs. I remember the DS one. That was weird. But yeah, I don't know why my parents kept buying me Spyro games either. I never really liked Spyro or platformers, but they were like, fuck it, little purple dragon, people are gonna love it. So yeah, it was surprising to me that Spyro even got like a trilogy remaster. That was cool, but I didn't know what the audience for that was. I didn't know people actually liked Spyro. I was thinking about that today, looking at games to download for the emulators so I can, record gameplay for the videos. And I saw Spyro and I was like, I could play that, I guess, but I don't really. I never cared for Spyro. I don't know if anyone cared for Spyro, but now I do. That's weird. Didn't know that. Interesting development in my life. Um, Spin About You is trending. Is that from Her Loss? It is. Oh, it's because they made a music video. Fuck that, dude. I hate Drake so much. I heard a rumor that he's retiring. I really fucking hope he retires. Nothing would make me happier if he retired. Hearing him retire would be just as good to me as hearing that Fallout New Vegas has a remaster. It would make my fucking day if he retired. So please make that happen. But yeah, that's kind of it for Twitter trending. It's really just politics, NFTs, sports that I don't give a fuck about. Uh, yeah, Zomba NFT is trending. Wow, this is actually uglier than the Bored Ape NFTs. It's kind of impressive that you can make something that's uglier. Wow. God damn. Disgusting. What does the world come to? That people will pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for a drawing that was made in 5 minutes that looks ugly as fuck just to brag to other people. That's wild. I fucking hate this planet. Sometimes I think the world is ending and I'm like in fear of it. I'm like, oh no, like I'm still young. I have my whole life ahead of me. Why? Why now? Why was I born in this occurrence? But then I see stuff like this and I'm like, mm, it's it's fair. Maybe maybe the world ending is in my best interest. I heard a rumor that Putin was starting all this war and chaos because he's like super Christian and he's on his way out the door and he just wants to, fulfill the prophecy and start kick off revelations on his own, you know, create the apocalypse. And at first I was like, fuck this guy. This is why we don't need radical religious people in fucking positions of power. You should, you know, you should have to be an atheist to be in power so you don't have these theological motivations. But I kind of get it now, you know? There's not much left for us to do. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, this is a fake. Okay, I saw a picture of bald Steph Curry. That was unsettling. Really unsettling. People are also talking about this Kill the Justice League game. I forget what it's called, but it's made by Rocksteady. Uh, People are like upset because it's gonna have like a battle pass in a shop. Like I don't give a fuck if the game is good. To me, it just reminds me of Injustice. You know, Injustice was a really good game. It was fun, but it also had like gear and didn't really have a battle pass, but it did have microtransactions and shit. So I think if Rocksteady is behind it, or yeah, the game's called Suicide Squad. My bad. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I I have a lot of hope for it still, even though there's a shop and a battle pass and most likely a lot of microtransactions. I think Rocksteady has something cooking, man. In my opinion, they've made the best superhero games of all time. And if they just pull their head out of their ass and really, if this is what they quit making Batman games for, it better be good. I will either be massively disappointed or I will be extremely happy when this game drops. I don't know which it's gonna be. I'm hoping that it's gonna be a good thing. Uh, I don't know, but yeah, hasn't really downed my hopes. I've just always kind of been skeptical about whether or not it would be good. Uh, but yeah, that's my thoughts on the upcoming game. I think we're at the end of this, man. We're almost at an hour. Got anything you want to say, Nathan? Fuck yeah, dude. Damn fucking right. Yeah. That's how I feel about Adriel, too. So yeah, we're gonna end this with a big ol' fuck you, Adriel. Fuck you. You owe me 50 grand. Fuck you. You took my friends away from me today. We were supposed to record, but you want to go play D&D or some stupid shit. So I'm doing this with Nathan. Alright. Catch you guys later. Fuck Adriel.